I turned the live on out here on the porch, here in the desert, uh, to just say howdy for a second to see how this would work. I'm having a very thoughtful evening sitting out here on my little porch. I've got this wooden bench here, my little, tin cup of wine, which I drink very little of anymore. And I'm just sitting here. You can step back a little bit and you have a look at my setting. This is kind of where I spend my time. This is my tiny house. And I've got another lantern over there with a candle in it, and then the dogs are right there. You can see little Rudy right here. Hi, Rudy. Can you say hi to the nice people? Can you see him? I wonder if I can turn it around so I can flip the camera. Oh, I can. Here. So there's little Rudy. Rudy, there's little eyes. And then Ollie the dog, he's inside. Anyway, this is pretty much how I spend my evenings now. Situated right here, sitting on that bench. It's a lot more cozy than you might imagine. Really, really peaceful. I don't know if you can see them, but the stars above are starting to come out. This might be fun to do more often. I kind of have to figure out how to do it in an effective way. If you listen carefully, you might hear noises from the dark. So I'm on a 5-acre ranch. And then surrounding me, there are other ranches. And there's barnyard animals, horses, and pigs, and dogs, and goats, and peacocks, and all kinds of other strange things that make noises in the night. So don't be surprised if you hear some. It's kind of nice to have you here for company, besides my little firelight. Normally, it's just me. Can you hear the crickets? Living like this does something to the mind. It's like living camping. It's like being always outdoors. Everything is better that way. I only have one cup. This is the cup that I use for coffee. It's the cup that I use for my water. It's the cup that I sometimes stir my oatmeal in. And in the evening, if I'm up to it, it's a cup that I'll have a drink of wine in. So, while the battery lasts, let me give you a report from the desert. Can you hear the dogs howling? Let's step out. Let's see if you can hear them. I wonder how far I can go from that. There's my tiny home. This is where I live. What kind of home is that for a man? For a family man, for a married man, for a man of the people. Oh, when did you become a man of the people, softypapa? I've always been a man of the people. Because I insist. Because I know what comes of the other route. Isolation. Going too far. Desolation. Despair. And giving up. So, while a man like me can live like this, I know that this isn't my better self. So I linger in this life for just a while. Just a season. Maybe a little more than a season. Let's take a look. Just a season. a little more than a season. Let's go under the tree over here. There's the sound of crickets. But I don't know if my Wi-Fi will keep you established. Let's see. This is the little trail that I've worn through miles. I've gone 320 miles on this trail. This trail wasn't here when I moved here. This trail was forged by my existence. We're gonna go here under the tree. There's a big oak tree right here. And my trail, under this fallen log here, comes wraps around. I'm gonna quiet down. You can hear the sound of the crickets. Let's turn the light off. Ooh, do you hear the jet overhead? Every so often. That used to trouble me when I lived in Japan and I'd be making a video of softypapa in the wilderness. I'd be doing my soliloquy to the camera, and then a jet would come overhead. And I would be like, in my mind, damn it, why does there have to be a jet? I never said that. I just talked right through it. Now, having had the experience of going alone, such a thing couldn't possibly bother me, just like the dogs barking couldn't bother me either. So I would try to make a video to focus on the crickets, and if I wasn't talking over the fact, the background sounds would be a nuisance. Okay, let's go back. The house. See it over there? That's my house. And my trail. The trail that Kurt made. There was a trail on this property. I didn't make all the trail, but I made this trail inadvertently. Ooh, there's a pile of ants here that I visit. Oh, hey, they've got a friend. Look at that. I sometimes see these black beetles doing that, getting up on the piles of the ant piles. There's the entrance right there. There's another ant pile over here that I'm friends with. They always close their door at nightfall, and there's usually one or two ants that are left stuck outside. See? Their door is closed. If we look closely, we might find, there's one. See right there? See it at the edge of this leaf thingy? Right there. There's one ant. There's usually like 2 or 3 or 4, and I wonder if they do that on purpose. But they'll open it up in the morning, and in the early morning I'll see, as I do my walk, because I do miles and miles of walking every day, I'll see them milling about here in the cool, and then the ants will pile up and open the door. But there's another anthill. There's my house. That's where I live. It's not much of a house, but you know what? It's a heck of a house. Now, there's an ant pile over here that's very interesting. They never lock the door. In fact, they have a giant corridor. They are my neighbors. In fact, they're out right now. What are you guys doing up? What are you guys doing up? Look at that. That's a lot of ants. Oh, look at their giant opening. They made it bigger and bigger over the last couple of weeks. Wow, that's huge. What's that? What you got there? Bean or something? Now, that's big enough they'll climb on my boot if I'm standing here and bite me. I've been bitten twice now so far. I stand here and watch the ants. I squat. And then the ants come. And then the ants come and they climb up my boot and they bite my leg. And it really, really hurts. I watched them drag a horny toad down this hole the other day. Horned lizard. Yep. It wasn't a big one, it was a juvenile, but they took it. They grabbed it. I saw them carrying it over here, and that's how the hole got so big. They widened it up and carried the horny toad in there. Horned lizard, that is. Let's come back to my spot. So this is where I live. That's the whole of the cavern that's my home. Here's my dog. That's Rudy. Where'd he go? No, he's not there. Oh, there he is. Hi, Rudy. So they have these little cages. I have crates out here. There's the door is open right over here. You can see. They can get in and out, and then they can go right through the fence there and they can go inside. So they have their choice. Ollie, the black dog, is inside. Rudy loves to stay outside. He'll stay out here all night long. That's why I have this one all bundled up. He can get in there and spend the night in there and be all cozy. I leave the door open all night long so he can come in if he wants to. As for me, this is my spot. I sit here on a hard wooden bench. Oh, hard wooden bench. It's the best bench of all. Who needs a cushion? Not this guy. And I've got my metal tin full of red wine. Above me, a blaze of stars. Surrounding me, an empty desert and the sounds of the night. Delicious in every way. Oh, there's a comment. Deepest Sleep says, what a great name. Thank you for always sharing. I always find comfort in your voice and your stories. Well, thank you. You know, it's comments like that that encourage me to turn the camera on, Deepest Sleep. Because earlier I was just sitting out here with my tin of wine, listening to the sounds, and a big bug came and flew up my shorts. And I thought to myself, oh, this deserves to be shared. Maybe I'll do this more often. Why not just turn the camera on, let it run? What do you think? Leave a comment. You don't have to. And if you see this video later, let me know. When I get to Japan, would you guys like me to do that? Because when I'm in the morning, I'm going to get up very early. I always wake up early. 4 a.m. is my wake up time. I'm planning. There's a little Shinto shrine near where Yumiko got us an apartment. I plan to go there in the morning and do my good life meditation. Should I do it live? Should I turn the camera on like this and do the meditation live? Maybe I will. Oh, you know what I did earlier? I talked to Molly, Jim. Now, Molly and I exchange text messages weekly. We have ever since I left Japan. You know, Molly is a very dear friend of mine. And, but we were chatting earlier. It turns out he was driving to work. It turns out my time here, I get off work here at 4 o'clock. And then I round up the dogs and I put them in the car and I drive them to Julian, which is about an hour away, so that they can walk the streets and socialize a little bit so they're not stuck here. I'm fine with the wilderness, but the dogs maybe not so much. Jim, coincidentally, about the same time that I'm driving the dogs to Julian, he's driving from Fujieda, where he lives, to Shizuoka, very close to where I live, to go to his work. So he always turns on the live. So I've been watching his lives. And as I'm driving, every now and then I'll pull to the side of the road if I want to leave a comment, and I'll type out a comment and send. And afterwards, after he went off his live, he still had some minutes before he needed to go into work. And he called me up, and I pulled to the side of the road, and we had the nicest talk. And that was really fun. I hope that when I get back, that Jim will come visit me at the bench. Do you guys know what the bench is? Oh, I see a comment there. Deepest Sleep again says, absolutely. I've been following for years now. Manitoba, Canada here. Oh, okay, wow. Well, greetings up there in Canada. I'll do it for you. Well, the bench, well, you probably know Deepest Sleep if you've been, journeying with me for years. It's a family mart in Yada in Shizuoka, where Jim and I would sit sometimes on the bench in front and have our little dialogues. I hope that Jim will come join me there. I'm going to be living literally like 300 feet from the bench in my new place, the place that Yumiko got us. After Jim's done with work, he can simply drive up, stop, and come meet me. That would be fun. Let's take a look again. And then I think I'll close it. I haven't had dinner yet. What if I turn it like this? Will it work? No, it won't work. Okay. Well, I'll back up slowly. That's my home. Like I said, what man needs more than a simple place like that? Well, every man, a lot of men need more. Because this is a home devoid of family, devoid of spouse, devoid of human connection, devoid of the constraints that come of having others to think about. Here I'm free. I can do what I want. Yeah, if you're wondering, I do sometimes wander around naked. Why bother? I'm half naked most of the time. I don't wear a shirt or anything like that, but sometimes I don't even wear anything. And that sounds liberating, but in a way, it's more freedom than a man needs. Woman too, I imagine. Traveling Gabriel, can't wait for your videos back in Shiz. Thank you. That's a name I have known for a long time. Thank you. Well, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for joining me for these minutes. I'll do this again. But for now, I'm going to go inside and have some dinner and go to sleep and call it a day. Let me see if I can flip this around again. Traveling Gabriel says, have a great night. Thank you. Let's see if I can come back again and face you guys as I sign the camera off. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Be safe, but not too safe. See you next time. Bye-bye. How do you stop this? Oh, there. Bye-bye.